Every day, hundreds of patients in your neighborhood open Google Maps and type clinic near me. If your clinic isn't showing up, those patients are walking into someone else's door. Not because your care is inferior, but simply because you are invisible online. Here is the good news. Fixing this takes less time than your afternoon OPD. Getting your clinic listed on Google Maps is completely free, requires zero technical knowledge, and can be done in 30 minutes. This guide will walk you through every single step. So, why does Google Maps matter for your clinic? Think about how patients find doctor today. They don't ask neighbors first. They don't flip through directories. They pull out their phone and search. Over 77% of patients search online before booking a clinic visit, and a large majority of them start on Google Maps. When someone searches for dermatologist near me or child specialist in your area, Google shows a short list of 3 local clinics right at the top of the result. The short list is called local 3 pack and it gets the most clicks by far. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Many excellent, well qualified doctors are not on that list. Not because they aren't good enough, but because they never claim they are Google Business Profile. A Google Business Profile is a free tool that puts your clinic on Google Maps. Without it, you simply do not exist for new patients searching for you online. The fix for this is straightforward. Let's do it together. Before you start, you need to gather these 5 things before you even begin so that you don't have to pause midway. There should be a Gmail account associated with your clinic. Create one dedicated to your clinic if you have not done that already. Avoid using personal Gmail. Second, your clinic's exact legal name as it appears on your signboard or registration certificate. Your complete address, including floor number, building name, street, and PIN code. Fourth, your clinic's phone number, the one you want patients to call. And fifth, your clinic's website URL if you have one, which is completely optional. So that's it. You don't need a developer, a designer, or a marketing agency. Just open your laptop or smartphone and follow along. Step 1. First, check if your clinic is already listed. Before you create anything new, do this important check. Open maps.google.com and type your clinic's name along with your area. For example, Sharma Children's Clinic in Andheri or Dr. Mehra's Skin Clinic in Kormangla. Look carefully at the results. If your clinic appears, Google may have automatically created a basic listing for you. This happens often when patients tag a location or when your number is found in a public directory. You will see a button saying claim this business or own this business. Click on it and jump directly to step 3. If nothing shows up, great, you are starting clean. Look for the option that says add your business to Google at the bottom of the search result and click that to begin. Here is the important part. Do not create a new listing if one already exists, even if it looks incomplete or incorrect. Creating a duplicate listing can cause Google to suspend both profiles. Always claim first, then edit. Step 2. Fill in your clinic's core information. This is the foundation of your entire Google Maps presence. Take your time here. Accuracy matters more than speed. Enter your clinic's name exactly as it appears in your physical signboard. Do not add extra words like best skin clinic in Mumbai or keywords to your name. Google considers this as spam and may flag your profile. Just your real clinic name, nothing more. Business category. This is one of the most important choices you will have to make. Google uses your category to decide which patient searches your clinic should appear for. Be specific as possible. Don't just choose a doctor. You can choose a general practitioner or family medicine physician. If you are a skin specialist, you should select a dermatologist and not just a medical clinic. If you are a children's doctor, you should select pediatrician. A dental clinic should select dentist or a dental clinic. You can add up to 10 categories. So if you offer multiple services, say general medicine or diabetic care, add both. Enter your complete physical address carefully. This is what Google uses to pin your clinic on the map. Include shop, cabin or flat number, building or complex name, street and locality, city and pin code. Make sure that this exactly matches the address you use on your website, Practo profile, Just Dial listing, and any other platform. This consistency, also called as NAP consistency, which is name, address, phone number, is a major factor in how high Google ranks your clinic. Also, add a phone number where patients could call to book an appointment. If you have a WhatsApp number for bookings, you can add a secondary number. If you have a clinic's website, add it here. If you don't have one yet, leave it blank for now. It won't stop you from getting listed. Clinic hours. Set your hours accurately. Include your lunch break if you close midday. Mark holidays correctly. Patients rely on this information, and nothing frustrates a patient more than showing up at your clinic because Google said you were open, but the clinic was locked. Here is a quick tip. If your hours vary, say you see patients at one location in the morning at other location in the evening, create a separate Google business profile listing for each location. Step 3. Add your services and write your clinic description. Once the basics are in, it's time to tell Google and patients exactly what you do. Adding your service. Google lets you list individual services with names, descriptions, and even prices if you wish. Go through the pre populated list Google suggests for your category. Tick the relevant ones and add any custom services that aren't listed. For example, a general physician might add OPD consultation, diabetes management, blood pressure monitoring, preventive health checkups, child vaccination. The more complete your service list, the more patient searches you can show up for. You also need to write your clinic's description in a short paragraph, which is 150 to 300 words, that introduces your clinic to the patient who has never heard of it. Write it like you are talking to a patient, warm, clear, and informative. Write a strong description that covers what kind of doctor or clinic you are, how many years of experience do you have, what conditions or patient types do you specialize in, where are you located, and a reassuring line about patient care. Here is a simple example. Dr. Priya's Skin and Hair Clinic offers expert dermatology care for patients of all ages. With over 12 years of experience, Dr. Priya specializes in acne treatment, hair loss solutions, and skin allergy management. Located at the heart of Bandra, the clinic is known for personalized care and evidence based treatments. We welcome walk ins and advance appointments Monday through Saturday. Keep the description natural. Do not stuff keywords. Write for patient first and Google second. Step 4. Upload real photos of your clinic. This step is where most clinic owners either skip ahead too quickly or ignore it entirely. Don't make that mistake. Google profiles with photos receive 42% more requests for directions and 35% more website clicks than those without photos. For a patient deciding between two clinics they have never visited, photos are often the deciding factor. Upload at least 5 to 10 genuine photos across these categories. Exterior shot, your clinic's entrance, signboard, or building so patients can identify it easily when they arrive. Reception and waiting area. This shows patients what to expect and builds comfort. A consultation room photo should be clean, professional, and reassuring. Staff photos. A welcoming photos of your staff and you can add to a human touch. Logo and cover photo. This should reflect your clinic's brand clearly. Here are a few things to keep in mind. Use your smartphone in good lighting. You don't need a professional photographer. Avoid using stock images or photos downloaded from the internet. Google can detect them and patients find them misleading. Make sure the clinic's name and signboard in your photo matches the name on your Google business profile exactly. Here is a bonus tip. Google also allows a short clinic walkthrough video up to 30 seconds. A simple walk from your clinic's entrance to your consultation room goes a long way in reassuring the new patients before their first visit. So now you have filled in all your clinic details, you have added your services and uploaded the photos. Now it's time to make it all official. Step 5. Verifying your clinic's risk. Verification is Google's way of confirming that your clinic is real physical business at the address you have provided. Until you complete this setup, your clinic will not appear on Google Maps for patients searching nearby. Here is what you need to know. Google decides which verification method to offer you. You don't always get to choose. In 2026, there are four possible methods. First is video recording, which is the most common. In this method, most clinics are asked to complete today. You record a short continuous video on your smartphone that shows the street outside the clinic so Google can match it with the street view. Your clinic's entrance and signboard. The name must be clearly visible, and the inside of your clinic, reception desk, consultation room, and any equipment relevant to your practice. Here is the key rule. The video must be one continuous recording with no cuts or edits. Think of it as a 60-second walkthrough from the pavement to your clinic's chair. Submit it directly through Google Business Profile app on your phone. Now, this is important. Make sure that your signboard in the video shows exact same clinic name you entered in your profile. Even a small spelling difference can cause rejection. Phone or SMS verification. Google calls or texts your registered clinic number with 6-digit code. Enter it in your Google Business Profile dashboard to verify it instantly. This is the quickest method when it is offered. Postcard by mail. Google mails a postcard with a verification pin to your clinic's address. This takes 7 to 14 days to arrive. Once it does, log back into your Google Business Profile and enter that pin. This method is becoming less common, but it's still offered in some cases. Live video call. For some clinic types, Google may request a live video call with one of their support agents. They will ask you to show your clinic premises in real time. Essentially, it's the same as video recording but live. After you submit your verification, Google typically reviews it within 1 to 3 business days. You'll receive an email confirmation when your listing goes live. During the waiting period, you can continue filling out your profile, adding more photos, writing Google posts, or answering the Q&A section. None of that requires the listing to be live yet. Now, if your verification is rejected, do not panic. This happens. The most common reasons are clinic's signboard isn't clearly visible in the video. The name of the signboard does not match the name of the profile. The video was edited or it had breaks in the recording. Simply re record and submit. Most clinics get through on their second attempt. Now, after the verification is done, here are four quick wins to rank higher on your Google Maps. Getting listed on Google is just the beginning and not the finish line. Once your clinic on Google Maps is live, these four actions will help you rank higher than competing clinics in your area. First, you need to start collecting patient reviews right away. Google reviews are the single most powerful ranking signal for local clinic listings. A clinic with 20 genuine reviews will almost always outrank a clinic with zero reviews, even if everything else is equal. Here is how you can make it effortless. You can create QR code that links directly to your Google review page. Print it in a small card and keep it at your reception desk. After every consultation, hand it to the patient and say, if you found our visit helpful, we would really appreciate a quick review. You can also send a WhatsApp message to the patient after their appointment with a direct link to leave a review. The third method is you can ask your existing patients, the one who have been coming to you for years, to write a few words about their experience at the clinic. A few honest reviews from real patients are worth more than dozens of fake ones. Never pay for reviews. Google detects patterns and can remove your listing entirely. Here is a quick tip. Always respond to your review, good or bad. When you reply to a positive review, it shows warmth and builds trust. When you reply to a critical review calmly and professionally, it actually increases patients' confidence. New patients read how you can handle complaints more carefully than they read the complaints themselves. Second, post weekly updates using Google Posts. Most clinic owners don't know this feature even exists. Google Posts are short updates, like social media posts, that appear directly on Google Maps listing. They are completely free and takes less than 5 minutes to write. You can use Google Posts to share health tips relevant to the season like monsoon illnesses, summer heat advice, or winter respiratory tips. You can also post about new services or equipments at your clinic. You can post about changes in your clinic hours and holiday schedules. And you can also post about awareness messages tied to health days. For example, World Diabetes Day or World Heart Day. Regular posting signals to Google that your clinic profile is active and maintained, which quietly boosts your ranking over time. Clinics that post at least once a week consistently outperform those that set up their profile and never touch it again. Get your clinic listed on other directories too. Google Maps does not just look at your Google business profile in isolation. It also scans across the web to verify that your clinic's information is consistent everywhere. The more places your clinic appears with identical name, address, and phone number, the more trustworthy Google considers you and the higher it ranks you. Make sure that your clinic is listed with same details on Practo, which is most widely used healthcare directory for patient bookings, Just Dial, which is still heavily used for local searches in most of the cities. Sulekha, it is popular for specialty services search. You can also add your details on your hospital group or medical association website if applicable. The same should be available also on your own website. The address, phone number on your website must match your Google business profile exactly. Even a small difference, like using st dot on one platform and street on another, can dilute your local SEO signals. Keep it uniform everywhere. Here are some common mistakes that can hurt your listing. Even after every successful setup, these errors can quietly hold your clinic back, or worse, get your listing suspended. Mistake number one, using your personal Gmail account. You need to create a dedicated Gmail account for your Google business profile. Mistake number two, using a broad category like a doctor. You need to pick a specialty, like for example, pediatrician, cardiologist, or dermatologist. Mistake number three, inconsistent phone numbers across platforms. You need to use exactly the same phone number on all directories. Mistake number four, ignoring negative reviews. You need to respond to each negative review calmly and professionally within 24 hours. Mistake number 5, uploading stock photos or downloaded photos. Use only real and original photos for your actual clinic listing. Google can detect stock photos, and patients do not appreciate stock photos in your profile. Mistake number 6, keyword stuffing your clinic's name. You need to use your exact clinic name, no extra words. Mistake number 7, never updating your profile. You need to post updates, refresh photos, and check your listings monthly. Now, here are some frequently asked questions by doctors when I am consulting them. The first question is adding my clinic to Google Maps free? Yes, it is completely free. Google Business Profile costs nothing to create, to verify, or to maintain. My clinic already appears on maps, but I didn't create it. What should I do? Google sometimes auto generates listing from public data. Look for own this business or claim this business button in your listing. Click it and follow the verification steps mentioned before in the video. I run a online consultation practice with no physical clinic. Can I still be listed? Yes. Choose your service area business during setup. and opt to hide your address. You can still appear on local searches for the area you serve. How long until my clinic appears on Google Maps after verification? Typically, the verification process takes 1 to 3 business days after Google approves your verification submission. Can I list multiple clinic branches? Yes. Each branch location needs to its own separate Google business profile with its own unique address and phone number. My video verification keeps getting rejected. What am I doing wrong? The most common issue is that the clinic's signboard isn't clearly visible or does not match the name on the Google profile. Record in good lighting. Hold the camera steady and on the signboard for at least 3 to 5 seconds. Make sure that the name is an exact match. So, this is your clinic's first step to getting found. Every patient who couldn't find you online wasn't a lost cause, they were simply a misconnection, and most of them were found by a competitor whose Google Map listing was set up in under 30 minutes. You now have everything you need to change that. The steps are simple, the cost is zero, and the impact on your clinic's growth can be significant within just a few weeks of going live. You can start Google Business Profile right now at google.com/business. Your next patient is already searching for you.